the Sheila. I don't think they did. Are you going to drop the link? I'm not sure who you're talking to. Queen, I swear, I feel like she's right. Yeah, more than likely she's. I feel like if she is going to be found, it will be somewhere close. Right, right now.
So I watched a podcast that Roxy and I believe her cousin were on when her cousin came out and talked about the essay that happened to her at the hand of Shannon and her twin.
Yeah, Sierra
made an attempt to confront them, and they kind of just, swept it under the rug. Yeah, we're here for you, cousin. We need to talk. I thought that she had mentioned something that Neziah and Shannon were pregnant at the same time. She said, and I know Janelle was on another podcast with Community Advocate and was saying that she had 5 children. It was almost 6. Was she pregnant at the time that she went missing?
Yeah, I believe she had a baby in January 2023.
Okay, so the year prior. Because she had the last baby, it looked like, from her Facebook in January of 2023.
Right, so she would have had 5, and then I believe Shannon miscarried one.
Okay, wow.
Let's run that number up for the petition. Try to post it, both petitions to get other people to sign. So let's run the number up because, the more people that's concerned and show it by signing, the more we can go about making a change or a law, and even to get everybody responsible, held accountable.
Yeah, I agree. Because if anybody's going to stick together, women are.
Yep. And that we are. Amen.
I have a question, and somebody in the comments asked this: how did you perceive Jarvis before?
I didn't think that he was that kind of a person. He was like a shy, and I'm here and I'm not here. Like he moved around real quick and he had his head down. So, I saw him, but I didn't pay attention to him, I guess, until how you rethink about somebody. Mm-hmm. I was like, oh yeah, he didn't have his head up. He did kind of put his head down. He was moving quick.
Kind of like a sneaky type.
Yeah.
But believe it or not, they pick their victims very well. These kind of men pick their victims very well, and they know who they can run game on. And now he probably looked at your face and knew that you wasn't the one. And he knew that when he looked at Shannon, she was the one. Mm-hmm. If you listen to the jail phone call and stuff like that, he's talking to his fiance and he's going off on her, talking about, yeah, I gave you the ring, but such and such and such. And then he even made a statement that said, everybody know what it is with Shannon.
Yeah.
He's a master manipulator. Make no mistake about it. He's acting in court like he's shy, but if you listen to his phone conversations, he is not shy at all. That is just the act. Please don't believe that.
Right.
Well, he gonna put on that performance for who he could put on that performance for. He had a
hey host, you could drop me down.
You're right. A performance. You're right.
They all checked off all the same boxes when they went up on that stand. Every single one of them. The fiance he didn't have kids with, she looked like she put a little more effort in that morning. But they all, for the most part, checked off the same boxes.
Lonely, desperate, low self-esteem, and or maybe a victim.
Yeah. All right. One last question I have is it had came up in conversation on the Advocate Network. Be quiet. the Advocate Network that Janelle was on, that there was an incident with a 35-year-old neighbor who had autism, who lived in a group home. That's why she was instructed. I guess CPS got involved. Somehow or another, I don't know if they were insinuating Annette didn't want to press charges or CPS didn't, but they made her move. That's why she moved into a different home on Bedford.
She didn't move. She bought that house. So she was living in the house and then she bought a house and that's the house she bought. That's where she was at.
Oh, so was there an incident that she was aware of with the neighbor?
From what I understand.
And was that reported by her, or she kind of just
blew it off, swept it up under the rug?
Okay.
I bet you one thing. I bet you that that there are going to be more victims coming out. I can bet money on that. It could be from his own children to neighborhood children. It's just going to be so many more victims.
Well, there's quite a few out there now.
Well, was he a victim? I mean, I'm not giving him no pass by far. I'm just trying to understand the profile of the person that we're talking about.
From what we understand, his mother's friend made him a victim.
He had a baby when he was 13?
13, from what we understand.
So, and that's probably why the grandmother raised him and the sister.
Probably.
JP, do you have a question?
I do. Do you guys hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So there was rumors going around that Annette was married or is married, and that her husband was also into the same type of activities that Jarvis is, where he would go to hotels with underage girls. And
this is why I pop on people's panels. So Annette is not married.
Okay.
And when she was married, her children were not adults.
Okay.
Charles, who they said was messing with kids.
Now, if you want to know about that part, from what I understand, when Annette was married, her husband by the name of Charles raped her daughter, which is Lady, and she did nothing about it.
Lady's oldest child is not Charles, is it?
No, Messiah is Vari is not.
No, not Naziah, her brother.
No.
Oh, okay, sorry.
Hello, Miss Roxy. Again, you have my condolences.
So I watched a podcast that Roxy and I believe her cousin were on when her cousin came out and talked about.
Well, we heard that Annette ex-husband Charles, SA lady, her oldest daughter, and that could be the very reason that lady questioned and suffers with her identity right there. That's it. I just want to know if Charles' last name is Bussy. And if it was, that was an older guy, like much older than Annette. I signed a petition too. I need to get the link.
Y'all, Jarvis booked the told the inmate that he wasn't the one that unalived Naziah, it was Shannon. They also said, he said up in the courtroom that I wasn't the one that unalived that girl, Shannon did. Baby, Mark got the intel. Mark is the dude that's been uploading the videos, that's been speaking to the family, that's been doing the YouTube. He got all the good intel, y'all. Not only that, Mark also stated that he have been getting hands put on him while he was in there. That's why he was limping. So that limp was real. They had really been handling business up in there, as they should. Mark also stated that they had to move him to where like the pedos at or people that's suicidal and stuff. They had to move him over there for like to protect him, like the jail, whatever. Not only that, Mark stated that when he was talking to Shannon said that she did. They was asking her like why she didn't ask him like where the body in his neck. So Shannon said she did ask him, and he told her that his lawyer told him not to speak about the case with nobody. Baby, child, all of this is allegedly, but I'm it's leaning on real because baby Mark got inside the house and everything. He did everything we could. So, baby, it's all this every day is something new. This case is growing. It got spins, it got turns, it got loops. Let's just stay tuned. Y'all, Jarvis Book just told the inmate that he wasn't the one that unalived Nazaya, it was Shannon. They also said he said up in the courtroom.
Hmm. It is Charles Bussey, huh? He was much older than where's my notebook? I wrote down his information. He was so Annette was born November 1961. Let me do this math. I think he was about, if this is the same person, he had to been like 25 years older than Annette or something like that. Definitely giving sugar daddy. But the sugar that he wanted was apparently her children. Right. Now he ain't want Annette sugar. I think Miss Baby Shannon had. Everyone is speculating, some just stick to what the facts is. Yeah, I even base my speculations around the facts. If it wasn't really nothing that I heard in court, then I don't really believe it. I just speculate around the facts. I listen to the speculations, but at the end of the day, the court is only gonna deal with the facts. So hey, Miss Sexy Ray, of course, I know you are right, but if you can't think it, she knows exactly what happened. If she did nothing about her daughter being touched by her husband at the time, Then you know for a fact she sat back and watched Nazaya and offered her off, auctioned her off. Her highest bidder, which she can get the most out of, because y'all know a lot of the Matrix mothers be so money hungry and money driven and conditional in all of their ways. And they love money more than their own kids. So it ain't too far fetched. Damn, I didn't mean to press that. Hey, Ross. Right. And barely that. Yeah, I said about 25 years. It's 23 years. I just did put it in the calculator. So if Annette was born in 1961, her husband was born in 1938. If this is the same Charles Bussey, they had a 23-year difference. And in 2007, November of 2007, it said that he passed away at the age of 68. So that would have made Annette at the time 45. If this is the same person, if these numbers are correct. And Annette is about 63 right now. So she would have likely have been single or unmarried for about 18 years now. Tanisha said Matrix. What you mean, Matrix? That's why y'all got to tune in to some of my other content before I even started talking about Nasiah, so you know what I mean when I say certain things. Set facts. She had a checkered top, light blue pants, and blue and white shoes. Not verbatim, but yeah, I did say Matrix mothers. I absolutely did. In case you don't know, I talk a lot about the Matrix family dynamic. And in case you don't follow me on TikTok, you probably should go check out some of my content on TikTok to get more familiar with my terminology. But basically, the Matrix family dynamic and the Matrix mother, okay, is a very callous, narcissistic, money-driven, conditional loving mother archetype. Okay. A lot of the traumas that be passed on to the children is by way of the Matrix mother. And for men, that Matrix mother creates a like what they call it. I had the right term for that. Like a mother anima within the psyche of the male. Matrix people are extremely materialistic. Absolutely. So, and what we gotta know is the mother is the Lilith. Like, you know how if any of you are familiar with like the birth charts, everybody has a birth chart, and within that birth chart, it basically breaks down your purpose, what type of personality you have, what type of field you should be working in, you know, your destiny and all of those things. So there's a part in your birth chart that speaks about the Lilith. If your mother is a distorted feminine, okay, and that is how the matrix operate in very distorted energy. So you had the distorted masculine, the distorted feminine. So if your mother is your Lilith, okay, in that chart, she is the one responsible for creating a healthy psyche in the child or a toxic psyche in the child. If your mother is unhealed, like Annette, we can use Annette as an example. She's an unhealed woman who was traumatized as a child, who was taken advantage of as a child. She was the Lilith, an example for her children. Everybody has that Lilith in their chart. Your mother is supposed to either nurture that Lilith energy within you, or she's going to be the demise of that. She's going to be the downfall of that. So it really goes down to the psyche, okay? The psyche. I hope y'all picking up what I'm putting down, okay? But if you still a little confused about that, just go to some of my content and really listen to what it is that I'm saying and how I'm trying to break it down, because the Lilith is your mother in your birth chart. The Lilith energy is your mother. The matrix uses that distorted Lilith energy to traumatize the child, to pass on the generational curses. Okay, good. And I'm able to speak about it and it resonates with so many people because it's the same energy. Your experience might not have been exactly like mine in the matrix, dealing with the matrix archetypes, family dynamics, but the energy was the same. The energy was the same. Very distorted, very conditional, you know, or what some may describe as walking on eggshells within the family, or not feeling safe in the family, emotionally depleted, or your parents being emotionally unavailable to you. All of that is on purpose. All of that is how the matrix operates. The family dynamic and religion go hand in hand. The family dynamics, fundamentals, and religion goes hand to hand. I'm saying, can Shannon even run? I don't know. At this point, she lost half her body size, so maybe maybe she'd be on the walk. I don't even know what y'all talk about in these comments, but yeah. Theirs was extreme. Yes. But there are many kinds of principalities attached to the matrix family dynamic that are equally just as detrimental to the psyche of the child and the development of the child. You want to go lay down? So if that mother is unhealed, not seeking to be healed, then the cycle repeats. He says the locket chain on the fridge. Huh? Put your arm down. Hey, Miss Keela. Right. Fear-based unpredictability, instability. Yeah. Yeah, it is mind-blowing, Keela. Yep. It's just, it thrives off of fear. They have to instill fear in the child one way or the other by way of the matrix. That is how it is. Okay. Now where did I leave off at? And yeah, that's just it, Malika. See, they exploit all vulnerabilities. The matrix family and the matrix systems, they're all the same. It's just systems. So they all exploit your vulnerabilities. That is how trauma is invoked, or that is how trauma is passed on. They have to exploit the vulnerabilities of the child. So in every way that the child is meant to feel safe and secure, it's exploited in every way. See you later. You say, Miss Q say, hey. Oh, yes. Oh, yeah, I do. My poor mama mine was too. Mine was too. And I'm talking about this lady keep a clean house. She keep herself together. From the outside looking in, you would never imagine the horror that we experienced as children. My mama was definitely a mommy dearest. Archetype. Absolutely. Very mean. I was just telling someone the other day, and I think this was the first time I really said these things out loud. Like, when it came to us eating as children, my mama did not cook after 6. I can't even remember a time when my mama cooked after 6, or unless it was for her husband, the man that she put before her children. If it was something that he wanted. Why? Because he was the one paying the bills. He was the one giving her checks. He was the one basically her fucking whatever the hell he was to her. He was the one that was sacrificing himself for her, right? So we couldn't eat after 6. We couldn't cook nothing after 6. We couldn't even put popcorn in the microwave after 6. Why? Because she didn't want to smell food in her sleep. My mom was very strict, very, what some people will call frugal, but I don't call it frugal. It was abusive. She didn't want us flushing the toilet after too many times a day. She wanted to keep the water bill down. We had to take too many showers. That's trauma. That's trauma. And it could be things that sounds as subtle as that, but it still could be traumatizing to the child. It took for me to get grown and realize that, oh, I pay my own water bill. I could take a 10-minute, 15, 30-minute shower if I want. And then that's when I realized that it wasn't even that the bill was high, because how is it that I live in a house with me and my children and a water bill don't even be that high? And it was just us 3 growing up, me, her, my other sibling. And she complained about the water all the time, the lights all the time. Everything was always a complaint. Make you feel very uncomfortable and just not safe, walking on eggshells. It was always something we did wrong, always. She didn't like no dishes in the sink ever. No dishes in the sink. My mama house is so clean you probably couldn't eat your food off her floor. So I was doing dishes at age 4, standing on a damn stool. Right. That I was doing the same thing. There's things like that the demonic matrix mother archetype will do. She do things that are just so fucking wicked and unnecessary. Then guess what? She put that same man that she put before her kids. She not even with him no more, and your relationship with your children are severed, completely destroyed, because of the choices that she made when raising us, when she chose money over her children. Nothing is a coincidence. Nothing that's happening with Nazia's family is a coincidence. These are the seeds that they planted. Healthy seeds, healthy roots, healthy fruits. You get whatever you plant. 444 on the timestamp. You get whatever you plant. That's why I don't feel sorry for parents who cry wolf on the internet talking about, oh, my kids to cut me off and my kids don't let me see the grandkids. I don't feel sorry for those type of parents, because what type of seeds did you plant? I don't feel sorry for them type of parents at all. Your children are not going to cut you off for no reason. It was something that you absolutely did and been doing, and don't want to change, don't want to take accountability for. And guess what, Malika? She didn't even make it mandatory for me to get straight A's. I always got straight A's. She never acknowledged it. It was like I was always constantly working to appease her and please her, when she never was pleased with me doing great. I did excellent in school. I was in all the activities. Yeah. The Matrix Mother archetype is something else. A wicked, wicked, wicked person at the core. And you get exactly what you plant. Whatever seeds you plant in your children is going to sprout, and it's going to produce fruit. Now, if you want them to grow up like Shannon, like Lady, and wind up like Naziah, plant seeds like Annette. Choose men and money over your children and grandchildren. I refuse. I'm not choosing no man over my kids, ever. I'm not sacrificing, because every choice you make requires a sacrifice. You know, they're saying too much is given, much is required. Every choice you make requires a sacrifice. I'm not willing to sacrifice my children for no man.